Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time from Adam. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, that's usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for a film called Ghosthouse from 1988, which I guess overseas it was called La Casa 3. So I guess in essence it was called Evil Dead 3. Because I think Evil Dead was called La Casa, and Evil Dead 2 was called La Casa 2, so La Casa 3, Evil Dead 3. Although there's nothing Evil Dead about this, really, and instead comes off as kind of a lame version of Poltergeist, including having an evil clown doll, although not nearly as effective as the one in Poltergeist. This is directed by Umberto Lenzi, which I've heard the name, but a lot of his films, like Cannibal Ferox, they're just not for me. And the gist of it is that 20 years ago, a dad found his girl, Henrietta, killed a cat with some scissors. So his punishment is, you don't stay in the basement. I would say call some psychiatric help. I mean, I don't think putting a girl in the basement is going to be like, make sure you don't kill any more cats with scissors. That's just going to do the whole shebang. Fix her right up. Cure for fucked upness of ailment in the head. But apparently the father thinks so. So while she's stuck in the basement, something kills the dad, puts an axe in his head. Although when the axe hits the head, it looks like the guy's head is made of sawdust. Dude, when it hits the head, I don't see any blood. I almost saw more dust than blood. I'm like, is this... You got... I've heard of shit for brains, but not dust for brains. And then the mom... She almost gets a more horrifying death, even though she did nothing wrong. She gets some stuff blows up and she gets a mirror shard in the eye. And then someone comes up and jams like a knife right into her neck. Decent makeup effects in the. Although I didn't, the axe to the head did look like it was hitting sawdust or something. But like the mom didn't do anything. She got the worst death. So then it's 20 years later. You have this couple, Paul and Martha. Paul has a ham radio, hears that someone's calling for help, wants to find out where this came from. They come across this place in the middle of nowhere. Well, I don't know if I said middle of nowhere, but anyway. Oh, I forget that they picked up an annoying pissant hitchhiker called Pepe. Wish it was Pepe Le Pew. And he's being a fucking dickhead, like... He jumps right into the middle of the vehicle, right in front of the vehicle, I should say, and come on, give me a ride. And then when he's in there, he's playing jokes, like he has this fake skeleton arm that he tries to steer the girl, and he's saying lines like, you know, you should believe in ghosts, P-brain. How about I kick you in the nuts and steal your bag and leave your ass high and dry in the middle of this fucking street? How about that, Pepe? So ultimately they leave him, and sadly he comes back to annoy the viewer even more. The movie, when they get to the house, there's a couple other people there, including a guy who, his voice is on the recording, but he's like, I don't know, I never did that. Yet. You haven't done that yet. And it's pretty much them investigating the house. One or two people die. They go off to try to investigate. They found out that the guy who owned the dad at the beginning of the film, he worked at a place where, how do I put it? When people were getting ready to get buried, he would steal shit. Including he stole this clown doll that was going to be buried with this dead girl, and he stole it for his own daughter. I'm like, how fucking expensive are clown dolls? You can't just go to Toys R Us or some shit and buy it? You gotta steal it from the dead? You piss stain. And I wasn't a fan of the film, I wasn't. I mean, I don't think the acting is that good. I think the dubbing is a bit iffy. If it was dubbed, or maybe it was their acting. Some lines or line readings, "I've had enough, goodbye." Or, "Idiots, you're against me, I hate you all." No one can act their way out of a fucking school play. So I didn't care about anybody. I didn't give a shit what was happening. Unless a Gore event happens, which is few and far in between, it wasn't really that interesting of a story. Some weird shenanigans happens. You have a light bulb that inflates and blows up. You have someone struggling with a clown doll, which I thought was creepier and poltergeist. Part of a fan goes crazy and the blade hits a guy in the neck and kills him. The cops come and nobody takes him to the fucking police station to question. They just ask him 3 questions and you really never hear the cops ever again. Pepe, the hitchhiker, of all the houses, just that same house. I mean, of all the places you could have gone to, you get to this one. He goes in, and like the house, he doesn't know what the fuck's in there, so he grabs some shit, and then lo and behold, there's cockroaches in it. I'm like, what do you think it was? You're just grabbing shit with cobwebs on it, and hey, this should be fine. Believe me, you look like you've eaten in the past 5 minutes. It doesn't look like you've... You could starve for a few days, and it'd be perfectly fine. And then he's like one of the annoying characters, but he dies off screen, which was bullshit. And some of the other death scenes, like there's a girl that gets cut in half, like, but she gets cut in half. But then there's a wide shot, and something hides the middle section, but like one body's over here. The bottom of it is way over here. So it makes it seem as if when she was cut in half, her body just flew over here and here. Like flew over each side. Unless she was secretly 8 feet tall, so when she got cut in half, that's why. Or she got cut in half and her body just happens to be, I don't know, 5 feet in the middle. Her torso was 5 feet tall. It's just one of those things, like, it gets cut in half, but then in order to have this thing in the middle to hide the effect, she's way over here or way over there. It doesn't track. Or like one guy's walking and he falls through the floor and it looks like milk. Why does it look like milk? At least have it look like blood. I mean, it's a horror film. But look like milk? A one big bowl of semen. I don't know which. Take your pick. If you're afraid of milk or afraid of the color of milk, then that'll frighten you. But it looked more silly. They've fallen into milk. So again, pretty much our 2 leads, they come back, they argue about bullshit reasons, and then they look into it again. They find out that the father was stealing shit from the mortuary, from the burial stuff. I still don't know why the doll itself is evil, though. I guess just because of that. But like, was the doll... Did that make the doll possessed and start killing people and want to kill people, or something else to that effect? I don't know. I guess in some of these movies it doesn't matter. And then pretty much by the end, there's like 3 people left. So Paul finds the body of the little girl, who is perfectly preserved. And I don't remember who put the girl in there to begin with. Oh, you have this pointless side character of a groundskeeper who doesn't want the kids there, and then he's a murderous guy, There's even a guy he kills at the mortuary or whatever, hits him in the head with a hammer or something. But then later you find him, he's been hung. Why this character was in there, I don't know. I guess to be a red herring, but he was such an obvious red herring that no one would buy in. Or was he supposed to be... I don't know. I guess he was just a red herring. But I don't know if anyone ever bought that this was the killer, especially in these type of movies. But yeah, Paul finds the girl, burns the body. You think everything's fine, and then they go back to the city, and then they're... This felt like something that was added after the fact. Because Martha's walking by, sees the clown doll, for some reason in a storefront. How it got there is magic. Spiritual magic. Turns, the guy's walking across the road, I guess the light changes, and a bus hits him, and Martha goes, "Oh!" And then it freeze frames and credits. It's like, oh shit, well, we need a grim ending, but we already shot the movie. Have it be, nah, burn the body, didn't matter, just put the doll in the window, and yeah, let's shoot a scene where you're on a sidewalk, you're crossing, we don't see him get hit by the bus, we just hear it. So we just put that after in post-production, and boom, there's the ending. Give a shock ending for the audience. While it was more funny than anything, because it just felt so out of the blue. Like, where the fuck did this come from? I don't know, I just watch a film like this and I go, there's so many other haunted house films. If you want to see crazier ones, go watch House, the one from the 70s, the Asian film. House. 1977, was it? I forget what, I think it was 70s. That has more creative juices than anything in this movie. Or hell, you want to see The Legend of Hell House, Poltergeist, The Changeling, even Poltergeist 2. There's plenty of other haunted house films that you showcase over this. I mean, there's a couple of decent gore bits, but there's plenty of Italian films that have that kind of stuff in there. You want to see something hit someone in the eye, you go watch Zombie, the splinter in the eye. Again, the evil clown doll done better in Poltergeist. The acting is not that good. The characters, you don't give a rat's ass. The story is barely put together. Barely hanging together with, I don't know, with twine. The twine just barely hanging any amount of story together. I didn't all you got that was that the guy stole stuff that was supposed to be buried with dead people, but if he kept stealing shit, why was it only the clown? I guess the clown doll was just the wrong thing to steal. Was there any other backstory of the clown doll? If there was, I apologize. That's my mistake, and I missed it. But I didn't give a rat's ass. Oh, also, there's this song that plays throughout the film, especially when the clown doll is around or something else, where I don't know how to describe it. It sounds like Lamb Chop's Play Along with the chanting satanic route. If you don't know Lamb Chop's Play Along, feel free to look it up. But imagine that, but they went the satanic chanting route. Ray, you're chanting. Ray, you're chanting. Want to kill everyone. Satan is good. Satan's our pal. It's like, I can't even describe it. I can't, fucked up version of Lamb Chop's Play Along. So if you want to hear that, you hear that consistently. And you know what? I didn't think it was creepy. It was more weird and annoying. On the flip side, you look at, say, Dario Argento's Deep Red. That's a very creepy, I don't want to say nursery rhyme, but the creepy melody of music. La 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 la. That's doing it the right way. That creepy melody, childlike, in Deep Red. That's how you do that correctly. Unlike this. See, I think this film sucks ass. Just as other Italian films, other haunted house films, other poltergeist ripoff films you can watch over this. There's no point. Unless you need to watch, I guess, every Italian film out there. There you go. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.